This is Rusky Ed, and we have arrived at lesson number 36 in this unit on Russian nouns.
You want to learn Russian, but you think it's too tough, too confusing, and all that stuff. Funny looking letters, what's that you said? It's time to learn Russian with Rusky Ed.
Today we will learn the names of the remaining 4 days of the week. So far, we have learned Воскресенье is Sunday, Понедельник is Monday, and Вторник is Tuesday. Today, I will introduce you first of all to Sreda, which is Wednesday. Sreda, Wednesday. Now we will move along to Thursday and Friday, which of course are the 4th and 5th days of the week. Now the Russian name for Thursday is Четверг. Interestingly enough, the first 3 letters of Четверг are the same as the first 3 letters in Четыре, which is the Russian word for 4. The Russian name for Friday is Пятница. And interestingly, the first 3 letters of Пятница are the same as the Russian word Пять, which is the Russian word for 5. So the 4th and the 5th days of the week are Четверг and Пятница. Now as for the numbers in Russian, we will be saving that for another time. Now there is one remaining day of the week that we have not yet covered, and that day of course would be Saturday. The Russian name for Saturday is Subota. Subota, Saturday. Now some words which most people use on a pretty much a daily basis would be the names of the meals that we eat each day, since most of us eat every single day. So we will start off with the Russian word for the morning meal, or usually we would call that breakfast, and that would be завтрак, which of course is the same as the Russian word for завтра, only we put a little k on the end. Завтрак. In Russian, the name for the midday meal is obeds. Of course, this could be what you call lunch or dinner, depending what you call your midday meal. But the midday meal in Russian is obeds. Of course, in English, we refer to the evening meal as dinner or maybe supper. And the Russian word for the evening meal is ужин. Ужин, evening meal. Now, of course, most of us do not confine our eating to the 3 major meals of the day. Most of us have a little snacks off and on here and there. And the Russian word for snack is zakuska. Zakuska. Russians like their snacks too. Zakuska. Phrases. It is now time for the phrases. Our first phrase is the Russian way of asking, what's for supper? Now, the Russian way of saying what's for supper is что на ужин. Что на ужин. What's for supper? A well-known English idiom is food for thought. And the Russian way of saying food for thought is пища для ума. Пища для ума. Now, pisha, of course, is a word referring to food, and uma refers to the mind. So it's kind of really like saying food for the mind. But it is kind of the Russian equivalent for food for thought. Pisha для ума. And there we go. We have reached the end of lesson number 36 on Russian nouns. So it is now time for Rusky Ed to sign off with До свидания.
It's time to learn Russian with Rusky Ed.